Welcome back. You may be familiar with the term upcycling, transforming byproducts like old clothing, maybe furniture. But what about when it comes to food?
Well, a Maine company is using up items within the food system that would otherwise be thrown out to make some delicious spreads and snacks. Here to tell us more about it has been Slayton with Harvest Maine. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, first of all, how did this company come about, and what's your mission?
Well, we started in 2022. My business partner, Matt Chappell, used to own a restaurant, a locally sourced restaurant. I used to own a butcher shop, a whole animal local butcher shop, and we supplied his restaurant for about 10 years, and we got to know each other. We both really enjoyed working with the farm community and the businesses that we were owning. And we're starting to talk about how we could continue to work in service of the farms. But we wanted to address another issue that was both very important to us, which is the food waste. It's shocking that close to 40% of food that's grown in the United States never gets eaten. So we started with that premise, like how can we address that? And so we didn't have a product. It's not like we had grandmother's veggie spread recipe that we just had to get to market. We had an idea that we wanted to work within the farm community and address some of the food waste. So then we set out to figure out, what are we going to make? And we started to fool around with a few recipes. We brought in some of his former chefs and stumbled across a veggie spread, which is our first product that we went to market with in 2023, early 2023. It's forgiving. We can use a lot of vegetables. 70% of the vegetables that go into that spread are, or 70% of the weight of that spread is coming from the vegetables themselves. So it's a good product to use up some of that waste. And so when I say waste, it's not necessarily, we're not picking out the garbage cans. These are undersized beets that farmers will grow, put all that energy into making happen, but then they're not marketable. The market has deemed these not to be desirable. You try to peel those, you peel off half your thumb, but they're good for us. We can take them in, we can grind them up, and we turn them into our beet and carrot spread.
All right, tell us, I actually tried these pummies. These are delicious. Tell us how you came up with this idea and how these are made.
Sure, well this is our newest product. We didn't want to be just a veggie spread company. We think of ourselves as an upcycled, healthy snack business. I'm disappointed when I look in our cabinet and I see all the snacks that are in there that aren't healthy, and my kids are eating them, I'm eating them. We're all eating snacks, and we wanted to come up with a healthier fruit snack option that used, in this case, not necessarily an undersized beet or a odd-shaped carrot, but it's a byproduct of the agricultural system. And in this case, it's pumice, which is apple pumice, comes from apple cider pressing. So when you press all those apples for cider, the cider goes off into market, it sells, everybody loves it, but there's so much of that apple that gets left to waste because it's just the mash. It's the leftover apple and skins, and a lot of good nutrition, a lot of good fiber. So we bring that material in, we cook it down, we mill it, get all the skins and stems out, and then cook it down with Maine blueberry seconds and Maine strawberry seconds to make a low sugar, high fiber fruit snack that's good in the lunchbox, but also good for the 3 o'clock slumpies or
exactly
a
when I was
car
munching
ride
on
or
it.
whatever
Yes.
you need.
And and it's guilt-free, which I just love.
Well, thanks for mentioning that. It's we also wanted to address the amount of plastic that goes into snacking, and trying to take some of the guilt out of snacking. It's a low sugar snack, but also this package here is made from beet root and cassava root and wood pulp. So no plastic, so it's home compostable, and so we can snack with a little less guilt.
Well, what kind of a difference do you think you're making out there with your company, and what do you want? What's your end game?
Well, there's a lot of people operating. We're lucky to be in the state of Maine, where there's a great farming community that we're proud to work with. And then it's like an ecosystem where there's just a lot of different small businesses that are all working to try to make that food system more efficient. We're lucky. I think we're within grasp of having a good, vibrant regional food system, so we can rely less on monocropped produce coming in from far away. We can rely on produce and fruits and vegetables grown right here in the region. And so I think we're doing some good, but it's more the whole concept of like, how do we look to the waste stream and kind of diverge some of those products back into the food system. I think we need to do that across all industries.
Are you kind of always brainstorming about what's the next product we're going to come out with?
Well, we just launched this one in September, the pummies, and like I said, we never wanted to just be a one-trick pony. It's a lot of work to launch a product,
bet.
and we're coming off the heels of that, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's another one. I mean, we get always, feedback from farmers like, oh, I got a lot of zucchini, what can you do with that? So who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of feedback from farmers. You got some feedback from, of course, Katie, who said, but what about the rest of your customers out there?
Well, we're getting a lot of positive feedback. We've had 2 years now in the business. We kind of think of this first 2 years as a proof of concept. We've got 2 products out there. We're getting a lot of good positive feedback. We've built relationships with 7 different food distributing companies. And so we're ready to kind of figure out how to scale up our business, our operations, and start to meet some of that greater demand more regionally.
And what do you think Mainers care most about? Obviously, obesity is a huge problem. Waste is a huge problem. Plastic is a huge problem. What are they saying is sort of the most important concept for them?
Well, I think snacking not without as much salt and sugar that comes up a lot. Like a lot of parents, we go to do these demos where we do tastings in grocery stores or the local food stores. And we see a lot of people go right to the ingredients, and they're like, "Oh, good! This is good, clean ingredients." And so I was surprised to just kind of see how savvy, and our family is too. Like we're looking at ingredients, we all should be, so I think that's probably the most important thing people are looking at.
And everything else is sort of the icing on the cake.
Well, yeah, it's always great. We're creating more opportunities for farmers to get more of the harvest into the food system.
What about affordability? How much do some of these products cost?
It's a good question, and that's one that we're certainly challenged with. On the upside, like some of these products wouldn't be sold in the market because they're not the right shape. And so to that end, the farmers that we partner with are willing to maybe sell them a little bit cheaper than a top grade carrot would go for. But it is expensive to be a small producer, and some of the economies of scale haven't quite set into our business yet. So our price points are something that we're keeping mindful of. We'd like to figure out if we can scale up a little bit more, we can maybe bring the price down.
And where can people find your products?
Well, we are distributed throughout Maine, New Hampshire, Western Mass, and Vermont. Here locally, we are in 13 Hannaford stores and through their local foods program from Kennebunk down up to Damariscotta. We're in the natural food stores, co-ops, the Rosemont stores, Farmers Gate Market, my former butcher shop. I have to put a plug in there. We're for sale there. But yeah, the natural food stores that you'd expect to find a product like this in. If there's a store out there that you think we ought to be in, give us a call. We'll see what we can do.
Well, I can't wait to taste one.
They're delicious.
I brought some
truly.
samples for you.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Ben. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
Good luck.
Ben's big goal is to help me like
I know
beets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna get. Yeah, we're gonna eat
Let's
like
try.
beets.
All right,
I
we'll
know.
try it. I'll try it.